All right, guys, what is up? So happy to have you back for another episode of Loungers Assemble. What is up, Alex? How's it going?
What's up? It's going good. How's it going with you?
Oh, just living the dream. Our neighbors, well, our old neighbors, found us these amazing gift tags.
Oh, shoot. That's cute.
So, the one
Woman
that
who what?
woman who birthed me. So instead of doing mom, and it says you never fucking like anything, so I didn't try.
Oh, that's cute. That's amazing. Hey, yo, I got some updates about the date I went on.
Oh yeah, how'd it go?
The date was good and everything. We had a good time. We had dinner together. She gave me a kiss goodnight and everything, like an actual kiss.
Nice.
And then, yeah, on Tuesday she texted me that it wasn't going to work out. Yeah.
What?
She said she didn't feel a connection. And like, even though we've been talking for 3 weeks before, then like we were texting like back and forth a lot and and everything.
I'm sorry.
And it felt good. I mean, like, I guess in person it's like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, but it's fine.
Sometimes it's just not meant to be.
Yeah. It's my first date in over 2 years, so it's fine. Yeah.
Hey. You gotta just play the field and have fun doing it.
Yeah. But not too much fun.
What? He's dating someone. My wife's like, excuse me? I was like, because I said you have to play the field and have fun with it. And
is your wife there?
Yeah, she's sitting over here in the background, and clearly I'm not allowed to talk and give you words of encouragement because your date didn't work out. Or the date went well, but she said 2 days later, no connection. That sucks.
Yeah.
What? When you're not married, you play the field.
Let me in! Let me in! Hey,
what's up, Spider's Lair?
That's Spider's Lair.
What's up? Yeah. Yeah.
So it did come in this week, finally, after waiting almost a month for these.
Brother.
Oh, yeah.
So on the one side says anyone can be a hero.
I see. Brother.
And on the other side says keep calm and read comics.
Nice. It's the season.
So we're doing
that's nice.
$4 a piece at my local comic shop and at my school, and we're trying to raise money to get some fun field trips for kids and some motivational speakers.
Yo, let the Spiders Lounge go there. He'll talk for like the whole 2 hours.
And yeah, the motivational speakers are comic based.
Yeah, I'd be like, you could do whatever you want to be, except if you're me.
We're trying to get this guy right here to come to our school.
Ooh, nice.
The Beautiful Tomorrow guys, they write Two Land High as well as Two Land. Definitely well worth the pickup. Nice. The artwork in here is just amazing.
Nice. You should. I hope you get them.
Yeah. They were supposed to come next week. They were supposed to come next week, and it just didn't work out. We weren't able to get the funds released, so I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm not waiting on anyone else. I'm going to do a fundraiser for it.
Good.
Oh, that's cool.
You got to take initiative.
Exactly.
Fuck the school. You got this. No, I'm just kidding. No, schools are important.
Coming from the two people who work in a school.
Yeah. It's like I say that shit, like, I get in the comments, like my boss, like, what the fuck you say? Like, nothing. Yeah. Dude, that's cool. We did Secret Santa today. I got a lot of cool stuff from my supervisor. Yeah, I got like a model ATM6 model kit from Star Wars, a puzzle, 2 metal bookmarks, Ghost Rider and Avengers, and a whole map of Tatooine and some fuzzy socks.
Yeah. Damn, you got all that and did nothing for the whole year. Congratulations, my friend. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I just played games.
I felt like a hater.
You're just jealous because you didn't get any.
I got nothing from no one. No, I'm good.
Bitch, please, you look at your wall.
That's
You
all
can
for me.
And I was like, you can afford all that.
That's
But how you doing,
that's
Scarlet
some
Spider?
stuff. You gotta understand, man. I've been collecting like probably before you guys were alive, so a lot of those
when did
books
you
up
start
there
collecting?
are mine. I started collecting like, oh man, I don't want to
The
say
year.
exactly when. It'll give away my age. Okay, we'll just start at the earliest of the 80s. Young enough for me to buy, young enough for me to buy 4 copies of Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man, which I still have 3 in the war, and I have 1 in the 9.6.
Wait, number what?
Number 1.
Oh, yeah, I was born in the 90s, so yeah. So yeah, I was definitely not alive.
No, but the mid 80s to the early 90s were like the boom of comics, especially with the Venom saga, because that thing literally wore me. It OD'd me for like the next saga, which is pretty much the return of the clone saga, and the Venom saga was awesome though. It was like after Secret Wars, you got the black costume. So
Wait, did you say
that was at the height of my No, it was awesome. Not awesome.
Okay, I was like, oh.
That was at the height of my childhood collected at that point. So I was really grabbing up. I grabbed up all the grails. I got the Secret Wars #1. I gotta put that in the shop though. I gotta get that in CGC.
Well, you have Secret Wars #1?
Yes.
Do you still do CGC after everything that's happened there?
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up because I've been having debates about this for a while, especially like after the acetate. I call it acetate gate. Yeah, I have a major problem with that. I haven't really submitted anything since, and I'm thinking about doing CBCS because I actually have a lot. I mean, I have tons and tons of Stan Lee signed books that I got when I was younger. I mean, I was lucky. In some shows, I would pay a guy like $5 to stand online and get me a couple signed.
Wait, did you meet
one
him?
show, I actually got to meet him, but it was rushed, but I still at least got to meet him. And so the comics that I have that are signed by Stan Lee, because CGC didn't exist then, the signature has to be authenticated, and apparently CGC don't authenticate the signatures.
Yeah.
The CBCS does. And they have like a panel of about 4 people, I believe. And those 4 people, like, they compare the signatures. I guess you would have people trying to forge. I don't know. I never heard of this. I mean, this is still a young space in the certifying your comic space. It's about 20 years old right now. Still young. But I remember a time when we didn't have any of this and we were still flipping comics and selling them and guessing the grades as best as you could.
Yeah.
Which is why, like, I could look at a comic and I could grade it very well because I didn't have anything to stand up to. It's like the kids in the computers, man. I see that back there.
Both of those are CBCS because the one is a J. Scott Campbell signed, right there.
Right.
And then this one is a local artist who did a sketch cover.
Okay.
Nice.
So I was like, well, I can't really send them to CGC because they've already been signed.
Yeah, I mean, CGC gives you a hard time with these books, and
I'm not they do that.
The book and get it. I have a 9/11 Amazing Spider-Man 36 signed by everybody who made the book.
Oh, so you got the 9/11 issue?
That's amazing.
Yeah, the black one, and I have it by and I have it signed by everyone who was part of that book. Everyone, the letterer, the artist, everybody. It's like all signed in silver. I have a certificate for it and everything, which I don't care about. But I'll send that into CBCS because, believe it or not, I can take a chance getting a blue label or even a green label, send it in like that to CGC because they didn't verify the signature. I mean, CGC is just falling off. I feel like I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. They used to be like, you guys are not the first YouTubers I talked to about this. They used to be like the epitome of the highest of quality, and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe they got overloaded. It's a bunch of old guys cobbling. I don't know. You need some help down there? I mean, I don't know how to build a comic, but I'm going to be making my own soon. I'm going to do everything I need to do to become a CGC certified person. I'm going to do this because I am making a comic soon. I'm going to talk about that more. It's going to be all over my Instagram. It's going to be called Symbiotic. I'm going to do everything. I mean, like, not everything. I have artists. I'm going to have 6 artists help me out with this. So it's going to be 6 artists doing 6 covers, 6 stories. They're all interlinked together. And I'm just going to figure out within the next couple of months how I'm gonna, present my comic, how I'm gonna print it myself. I want to do everything. I want to do this myself. Like I don't think this is the way to go, but I want to try it anyway. I want to be able to say I made this.
Dude, can I draw something on your comic? It would be like a stick figure.
Listen, yeah, sure, man.
The stick figure variant.
I'll say that every variant there'll be 1 in 1,000, and every variant will have you etching a little stick figure somewhere in the book. They gotta find it.
Is that stick figures like fucked up? It's not straight lines, no curves.
It's all crooked.
It's so fucking crooked. Like what the fuck? And people be how the fuck did you mess up a stick figure?
I think CGC could be screwing a lot up because of the fact of the pandemic and that there was so much of an overwhelm of books that were sent to them that I don't think that they were ready for what was coming their way. What was coming their way was guys like me who had comics sitting there for 20 plus years.
This is where your stick figure can go, Alex.
Yeah, right.
Where? Oh yeah, it'd be like
those old school little.
It's gonna be right there.
I have that recently. You're making me look because I may have this file somewhere.
See, Chris gets it. That's gonna be my stick figure.
I just had this. Hold on, watch. I think I may have this because you got me freaking out about that. Because
so exactly what you're talking about with CGC is why any books that are going to stay in my PC are going to CBCS.
Okay. Not you said that. That's interesting.
There was that massive price hike over at CGC, and there wasn't at CBCS, so I was able to get them in for like the $22, $23.
Oh wait. So there was a massive price hike.
Yeah. So now at CGC, I want to say if my LCS sends it, because I don't have an account, I don't send it myself. If he sends it for me, I pay him $44 a book.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. But I was paying like $23, $25. So it almost doubled at the beginning of this year.
Oh wait, I have a CGC account, so I could do the same thing, I guess, right? If I wanted to, like,
I believe so.
Send books in for people. Oh man, I got another way to make money. Anyway, if you guys want to make some money with me, no, I'm making money.
Give me
you guys are saving money. You want to
Hollywood? You don't need more money.
I got it. I got the what is that? The highest tier you can have, the $3.99 a year one.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta look into it. So you saying the prices went up from $27 a book to what?
It was, I think, last I looked, it's like $43 a book.
From 27?
Yeah.
43? No signature, nothing, just a
nope, no signature. I think it was because it was their fast track, but it's like it only brought it up like $3 from the regular economy or whatever it is. Know the whole thing. I basically just get my books graded, let me know what I gotta pay you when I send them off. And there's been a couple books that came back like that within like 2-3 weeks. And then with these books that I have out currently, which is Amazing Spider-Man, the 9/11 issue, Amazing Spider-Man 238. I want to say there's a 299 in there, 298. And then there's 2 others that I can't remember what they are. Oh, 3 in that stack.
Well, you kind of paused at 3.
And I was like, just send them off to CBCS.
Interesting. You got me thinking now because I may just get a whole nother account and start submitting other people's books. Hit me up. That's a good idea.
He has enough money, guys. Don't give it to him.
No, so I don't. That's the whole point. I don't really need it. So just send them. You send it. You send it in your way, and I'll just use my account. A few bucks and we good. I like this idea.
Oh, see, so $5.
But that's the thing is like.
Oh no.
That's the thing. We just lost Chris on his own show. So anyway,
it's our show now.
I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I forgot. I got the account.
So you got the highest tier?
Yeah, it's like
how much is it?
$3-something, $3.79, $3.99. I forget.
I forgot. Like it allows you to do fast track, right?
You know what? I haven't done this. Like I submitted this year. Like maybe when I submit 25 books, 30 books. So I haven't really kept up with it. I gotta actually pull some stuff out now because I'm getting ready to submit. So I guess I'm gonna find out, and I hope it didn't make it go up that much. But the last time I sent in some books, it was $27 a book, regular standard. I wasn't trying to fast track anything. I was just, take your time. I'm not in no rush. Sometimes I hate sometimes you want certain books back quick, but it seems like lately these books have been coming back extremely quick. So if they're fast tracking it, so be it. But that sucks because if you don't want to get it fast tracked, let's say you don't need it to have it back at a certain time, now you're stuck paying all this extra money.
Yeah.
Sucks for you, indeed. So I was gonna show him this.
Let's start due to tech issues. So
he left, so I'm gonna show you guys this because we're gonna be talking about this later.
Oh,
now this one, right?
That's a nice cover.
Yeah, people don't understand the Scarlet Spider. This is Kane Parker. Kane, the same Kane that's Kane. He becomes the Scarlet Spider in this series. I forget how long it goes for. I've been gathering up the old ones because, like, when I collect comics, I just buy like Spider-Man stuff, but then I'll see things that catch my eye because I collect everything. So then I'll see things that catch my eye, and I'm like, well, go be a deal on these bundles. And they go, okay, give me such and such. I'm like, all right, that's a good deal. Boom. So that's how I pick up all these crazy bundles. And this one was in one of the last bundles I had from last year. I just got around to putting it into plastic, so that's why I'm showing it off.
I really like that cover.
Yeah, this cover is dope. The costume is dope.
I know. I love that costume. The black.
Oh, I
dark
have
black and dark red.
Check this out.
Oh, shit.
That's another one.
Ooh, I love that.
Yes, I do too. So, this is a crazy, crazy series, the Scarlet Spider series. Ben Reilly.
I always thought the Scarlet Spider was cool. I remember I had a toy of him. It was one of those action figures. It was when I was a young kid. Apparently now that's like that is like up in price now. I was like, oh shit, I had that. I never still do. It's just in storage.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. I was got some comics now that I'm doing a giveaway on. So I don't know if you're aware or not, but I am doing a giveaway of comics. I've been posted on Instagram and on YouTube. I just tell people like, share, subscribe, whatever it says on there to do, and everybody's gonna get entered into a free raffle. So,
sweet.
It's gonna be 12 winners, 12 books, and I'll let the audience decide. Like if you want to parlay your book and put it into a bigger raffle, meaning like, let's say you get a couple of people say, you know what? Let's say out of 12, 6 of them, I'm like, all right, I'll take these books and I'll parlay them. I'll just do another raffle for those 6 remainers, and the winners will take all. So, I'm just giving an example, but it doesn't have to be like that. That's just going to be a suggestion that I make. But yeah, I'm going to be giving away 12 books, and I got some here that I haven't previewed yet. So I'll show a couple that are coming up that I think are pretty cool. Until Chris returns. But look, got this one. These I haven't previewed yet, but they'll be coming up on future shows. That's one of the giveaways.
I love that cover.
Yeah, Spider Girl's 10th anniversary. Go girl!
I think this is Chris. I think this might be Chris. Worldwide Comics LCS trying to figure out my Wi-Fi. Is that Chris' account?
We holding it down. Also got this cover. Check this one out. Hey,
that was nice.
Yeah, you see the spider. Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm doing it. Finally get the computer back up and running.
All right, there you go. I love the ugly spider sweater. Dope. Oh, did you see my ugly Venom sweater?
I did. It out. My Wi-Fi cut out as I was talking.
Look at that. Oh, we are Venom, baby. I love this sweater. Oh, it's so warm too. It really is. The layer
sounds like the spider's layer is having a moment. Seriously, it does. Like, oh, it's so warm. I was like, dog, chill.
The sweater is warm, but yeah, it's all good, man. We were just we were just kind of touching on the whole Ben Reilly thing, and I gotta be honest, man. I started going back into some of the reading because we touched on something that, you know what, Chris, you were right, but so was I, because I knew there was something that was bothering me about when you said that the clone was actually Peter Parker. No, it's not. At the end of that Kane story, it's actually Peter Parker who's the clone is actually Peter Parker, and Peter Parker is the clone. So in other words, it's exactly the way it should have been. And I know it sounds confusing. There's 127 books I have to read on this, so I can't do it
Wait,
all.
Peter Parker's a clone?
Okay, so the way that it goes down in lore is that it turns out that you find out that Peter Parker is the clone.
Oh shit.
And he accepts that he's the clone, right? But when he gets to the final battles with Kane, because there's these guys called the Inheritors, if I remember their names correctly, and they're pretty much like, I would call them the vampires of the Spider-Verse. And that's how the Spider-Verse is pretty much born. You know, they were coming after clones and absorbing them and killing them. So
Aw.
when the real Peter Parker died, his body dissolved too quickly. That's how Peter Parker knew then that he was the real Spider-Man all along. And I gotta read more to do this, but from what I gathered, yeah, we were both right, because in that story, the way that it ended, yes, it showed that he was the clone was actually Ben Reilly was actually the real Peter Parker, but that's not the case. It's just so freaking confusing because I tried to go back about 20 issues and I was still getting confused because there's actually 3 clone sagas, but I think the ones from the 70s you don't really have to count, but the Jackal's in them. So I think that's the only continuity with the clone saga from the first iteration of it in the 70s.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it had that much continuity with now, only that it does bring the Jackal into focus. You find out his professor is actually the freaking Jackal. But then like when Kane shows up, because Kane is actually Scarlet Spider too, and this one I was just showing off before you had left. That is Kane.
I love that cover.
I know, I do too. Wait, let me put that. There we go. I love this thing. It's so badass. So, this is Kane. That's why it says all the power, none of the responsibility. Because remember, Kane Parker, even though they're all clones of Peter Parker, they still have their own aggression and their own methods. And
Yeah.
you know, Kane don't mess around. He will kill you. He don't care. That's why I like that iteration of the Scarlet Spider. But I'm sorry, I'm not gonna blab anymore. Please, let's just start out at a point and then we can just work our way back to whatever disorder we can figure out.
No, you're good. I mean,
we all know that we just go along. We just go with it.
No,
There's no
trust me.
order.
I forgot more about this than I remembered. Trust me, like it's something that I really had to like start like researching again and pulling books because I was
that's the
really
fun
confused
part.
about that. Yeah, because you know, like you go for so many years of reading something and you think you know it, then you realize, wait a minute, am I leaving the detail out? And the thing about the Clone Saga is that I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's either 122 or 127 books. The whole purpose of the Clone Saga was to replace Peter Parker with Ben Reilly. Okay, and here's a quiz. How did he get the name Ben Reilly? Where does the name Ben Reilly come from?
Because there was a dude named Ben. His parents were named Riley. So it was like, yo.
Oh, you're good. He's good. You're back up. Wait, say it again? So my question was, okay, my question was, so how does Ben Reilly get the name Ben Reilly?
Right, so when a mom and a dad love each other.
No,
not
the how. That's not how he got it.
And then they named their baby.
Not the how did he come into existence.
No,
how did he get his name?
I explain it. Then the parents decide on a name.
Okay, here's how it goes. And it makes sense if you think about it. Let's
I'm
think
just
about this for a minute. His name is Ben. Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben, yeah.
And what was Mary Parker's name, her maiden name, was Reilly.
Really?
Yep.
Ben Reilly is the Scarlet Spider. He did that because
Aunt May.
Aunt May is Aunt May Reilly Parker.
Oh shit.
And Ben Parker. because he loves them. Remember, he still has their memory. He has the memory of Spider-Man. He has a memory of Peter Parker, so he loves
the way
them.
they
Yeah.
did the clones. Because it's like a carbon copy. It's not like, oh, this is like a Star Wars clone where it's just all the same DNA with some enhancements. This is like, hey, we took this guy and literally put him in a copying machine.
Yep. They exactly made an exact
The
duplicate.
When you say the clone saga, you mean the one from the 1990s or earlier?
No, what we're talking about right now is the early 90s because the 70s one, the only thing that I can say about the 70s that would have any connection is the Jackal, pretty much. But I mean, that iteration of the clone, Ben Reilly, was supposedly destroyed, and this is why we got the second iteration of the clone saga, because you know when Peter Parker goes back to find the body, he don't find the body. The Jackal finds the body of the clone and takes it back and clones him about 47 times. In his 47th iteration, this is how Kane's born, and this is how Kane lost his mind. You know? Yes, it is. So this is how Kane lost his mind, because in the 47th iteration of him being cloned and killed, he escaped. This is how you got Kane, and this is how the inheritors come about, because it's some kind of imbalance in the Spider-Verse, and they got to put it right. So anybody that's cloned from this point on, they're looking to kill, and this opens up other dimensions. That gets later on. That would be in the third iteration of the Clone Saga. So we're pretty much talking about between the second and the third iteration.
Well, and those 77. And got the Miles Morales Clone Saga that just came out this year.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys read that?
So no, I didn't even get into that yet. So that I'm gonna call that the fourth iteration of the Clone Saga for sure. That's phase 4. But there's been 3 main phases, and what we're talking about, the Ben Reilly phase. I mean, I'm talking about between phase 2 and 3.
That's 77 issues for, I think, in the 90s.
Yeah. And there's gonna be another, I believe, 20 or 32 issues in the 2000s, and the Clone Saga.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this goes on for so many years. You gotta understand, it started in the 70s, but it's like they left it in an open ended, because in if I remember right, in the original Clone Saga, when they start cloning Peter Parker, they also clone Gwen Stacy, if I'm not mistaken, but she dies off. She wasn't a good clone. Something happens. She dies over there, but they actually did bring back Gwen Stacy for a period. And this was what the Clone Saga was beginning about. So, like, pretty much that clone was supposed to have died. Spider-Man fights Ben Reilly. It wasn't Ben Reilly then. He fights his clone. Explosion happens. Spider-Man escapes. The clone dies. And this is where you get the origin that clone is actually Ben Reilly. So the idea that they said that Ben Reilly is the actual, that Spider-Man is not Spider-Man, he was actually Ben Reilly, comes from that, because the theory is, and they kind of left it open like that, did Peter Parker actually leave, or did Ben Reilly actually leave? And that's what you come down to. Because remember, during that first battle, they were both dressed the exact same way. They were the exact same age, with the exact same memories, the exact same everything. So one person gets left behind, the other person leaves. So who's who? But when they go back for the body's not there. Could it be that the clone died? Or is what they were saying in the comics correct, that the Jackal took him? This is how you get the iterations of Kane. It all kind of connects in that manner. But it's really hard to explain. I have to read more about it. It's really hard to explain off the top of my head, because it's been bothering me all week. I told you I was going to do a little homework.
Well, and then you've got the Return of Kane storyline. You've got, like, there's so much to dive into with this.
Yeah, the Return of the Kane storyline leads into what becomes the Scarlet Spider, because he pretty much redeems himself and pretty much saves the freaking city at the end of the
is that the Real Clone Saga one that you're talking about?
I believe
Spider-Man, the Real Clone Saga.
I believe so. The one from the 90s.
Yes.
The nearly bankrupt Marvel.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, no mind. This one came out in 2009. Never mind.
Okay.
That's all good, brother. Like I said, this is such a confusion.
Yeah, there's like so many of these things. I'm trying to remember.
There's so many iterations of it.
Ones.
I can show you clones books that I have from Amazing, Spectacular, and Web, and it's just like crazy covers I come across sometimes. I'm like, I even forget I have it. I'm like, oh damn, look at this Clone Saga one. I got one where there's like it's like a acetate cover, and it's like the clones are on the acetate cover, and then there's more clones in the back. I think it's an Ultimate Spider-Man 100. No, maybe not an Ultimate Spider-Man, but it's a 100. One of them Spider-Man 100s. It's a good looking book too, but it's just so crazy. And you start to look at it, you're like, oh, this is how the Spider-Verse starts to begin. You know, they start playing around with the idea because I'm really excited about the next movie that's coming out.
Who's playing Harry Potter?
Spider-Verse. What's that?
My
So who's
wife's
playing
calling
Harry
me.
Potter?
Say hello. This is the Comics Lounge. How may I help you? Yeah, put him on the phone with me. I'll talk to him.
Hello.
Wait, I thought your wife was right next to you.
I'll be like, greetings. How
Okay,
may I
I'll be
help
right there.
you? Uh-oh. Okay.
Spider's web.
Uh-oh.
No, don't leave us, Chris.
Oh, he played me right there. Yo, he left us again. But look, he got the Spidey in the chair. Oh.
Man, you
need to
guys have
send me that
amazing
chair
setups.
for Christmas. I need that chair. I need that chair.
Well, I hope you've been nice all year.
I've been extremely nice. Yeah, man, this Clone Saga is so freaking. It's so confusing. Believe me, it's all over the place. It makes sense though, but it's like if you was to read the Venom, right? And you see how Venom goes from Spider-Man, he becomes his own anti-hero, then he gets his own book. But imagine Venom getting his own book, but then there's like 50 different Venoms at the same time. This is what you got to figure out, like who the hell's who.
Yeah, there's like so many of them. Like, why?
I'm like,
do you think they're gonna do a Clone War? No, not Clone Wars. Clone Saga omnibus.
I mean, they couldn't with this new Spider-Verse that's coming out. I mean, like, forget clones. You don't even need to clone anything anymore. You got but they have clones in their world. So just imagine.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you think they're gonna collect them all in one edition, or have they already done that?
Oh no, they're gonna slowly but surely introduce that. You're talking over about if they do it correctly, which they have the numbers to do it.
Yeah,
you're talking 900 different characters, 900 Spider characters.
Yeah, so I think that might be like a 2-volume omnibus then.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
See, that's why I started putting my Spider-Man together years ago. Everybody's like, "What are you doing? It looks so crazy." I said, "This is the Spider-Verse. This is gonna grow even more." Everybody's like, "What are you doing? That looks nuts." And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Wow, look at that! You saw it ahead of time." Like, yeah, the Spider-Verse is crazy, man.
Like, y'all should have listened to me.
Hey, it's all good. Just look at what I got. You'll see. Just follow me. I keep doing it 24/7. I'm trying to figure out like what other books I wanted to show. I don't want to show all the good ones, but
show us the goodies. Don't be a tease.
Well, I like this cover. It's not like really crazy, but I like the cover. Yeah, check this out. I love this cover.
Ooh, is that black and white?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. Oh, that cover. I've always wanted that cover.
Oh, there you go. So it'll be up on it didn't come out yet on my Instagram, but everything will be out on Instagram. What you gotta do to enter and everything. It's just share.
Yeah, like I've seen that cover and I always thought it was amazing. Like since I was young, I was like, oh, that's a cool cover.
Well, there you go. That's one of them I'm giving away. I'll show you another one. That's definitely one that's going to be up there. So, hey, he's back. So how bad was it, man? He doesn't seem like he's marked up. She's hitting you in the thigh. That's a good thing.
Daddy's back.
Doesn't leave marks.
The smoke detector outside our kid's bedroom was going off.
Oh, yo, good daddy.
Is that code for a cookie?
That was funny though.
No, I'd be smiling more.
He was like, Mom, damn
it. Your wife's like yelling down at you, like, don't tell him that.
No, but before I left, we were talking about Kane and like the real Clone Saga and that 90s Clone Saga. And like Ben Reilly is just one of these characters that's been all over the place. Like he probably has the most origin stories out of any character in the entire comic book universe.
Yeah, that's for sure, because you don't know who the hell you are. My origins come from many places. Yeah, exactly. I've always been fascinated with the whole Ben Reilly concept. I do like him as a Scarlet Spider, though, because he's really like, he's what Spider-Man should have been all along. Like, Spider-Man's a little goofy, and, I understand he don't want to take a life, Ben Reilly, however, is like, I won't take your life. However, if you fuck with me, I may have to, like, defend myself. I like that attitude. Like, hey, I will, he coming down hard and heavy. He's not playing around. Like,
You're not playing no more.
I remember, like, when they did, like, which I was bugging out because I had that first had it. No, I still have them. It was like a pink cover. That was like the appearance of the first ever Scarlet Spider. And I got like so many of these. I remember having them and I was just throwing them all over the place. And then I remember, I can't see that.
He's got 7 first appearances.
Oh my God. 7 first appearances. This guy, man, has been all over the place. So I had the one, the one that says virtual morality. I think that's his first appearance as a Scarlet Spider. Look it up.
And Web of Spider-Man 118.
Is that
number 51?
I have so many of those over the years, right? And I was just throwing them all over the place. Not throwing them, I say more like bundling them, but not taking care of them the way they should have been. Not that they were bad, they weren't. I still kept them in good condition. But when I started seeing like what they were going for, I was like, oh my God, I gotta gather up all my babies. I'm sorry, guys, but thank God, they're all in good condition. But I started buying these things thinking that I looked at it and I was like, this is the first Scarlet Spider, official one. And they're not really saying it. They say it kind of on the cover, but I'm like, oh, this is going to be a hot book. So I was just running into these books. And a couple years back, I got so many of them. I'm sending those to CGC. But that's what happens with a lot of these books. It's just weird because if you start collecting for a while, you're going to see that it's going to happen with everyone here. Like, you're going to get something that's just going to pop one day. You're going to be like, what the hell?
Pop like a weasel.
But I got to dig out my Ultimate Fallout 4 because I do believe that when I bought it, I bought the only copy that I could find. This was in Walmart, so it's supposed to be the newsstand edition. I didn't check to see if it said direct on it. I didn't see it on there, but if I have that and it is the actual legit one, that's like the most rarest one. And I grabbed that but that was by accident. That was by accident. I'm not even gonna say, "Oh yeah, I was out
accidental newsy."
Yes,
like you don't realize it.
I was in Walmart one day, right? I forget the year that came out. Maybe 2011. I forget the year. But I was in Walmart one day and I saw the comics. And I was like, "Damn!" And I saw a bunch of them bent up, and I found the most pristine one. And I remember telling the missus, I was like, "I got a feeling about this book." She said, "You think so?" I said, "Yeah, I just don't know why." I said, "This is like a tokenized character, but it could work." I said, "But still, this is a grail no matter what you feel about anything. I don't care what you feel about anything. Grab the grails. That's it."
Yeah.
So I knew about his story kind of because they kind of did a story about him, Kid Arachnid, which was completely whacked, but that's another story. But when I saw that book, then I went back to the comic shop like a couple weeks later, and I remember that's where they had those Spider-Mans wrapped up in the white bag. And it had the red spider on it, and that's the first Miles Morales Spider-Man #1, I believe. And I say it is because I'll be honest with you guys, I still have I think I have 4 of them, and they're all sealed still. I won't take them out. I have to take them out when I'm putting them in the CGC, and that's what I hate so much because, I mean, those books are just like, I don't know. I still have my original Superman one, the one where he dies and the one where he comes back to life. I still got those 2 sealed. Like, I still have it, and I bought those back in the day. I still won't open those. I just told that's what these bags remind me of, and I want to send them in so badly. But the book
Chris just loves my reactions.
So badass. No, but this is just like, I like the covers. I wasn't speculating then. I kind of like fell out the collecting. I was collecting, but not at the comic book level of going to the stores and checking out new things.
That's straight up how my wife buys comics. She buys it for the cover. If she likes the cover, she picks it up and she's like, "This is amazing. It's perfect. I want it. We're buying it." End of discussion. I'm like, "Okay, cool, whatever. I think it's a cool cover. It's a cool character, whatever." So, like, first appearance of Falcon as Captain America and first appearance of Joaquin Torres as Falcon, she picked up for $3 a piece because she liked the cover of them.
See? There you go.
I was like,
what you like. Yep.
Go
what you like. I mean, like, in that book, I speculated on it some. I mean, I didn't know much about Miles. I knew a little bit about him, but I was like, hey, you know what? Why not? yeah, I picked the best one. I regret not taking more. But believe me when I tell you, like when I say the others were beat up, I mean, even if I pressed them, I already knew back then how to press. And even if I pressed them, I was like, nah, this is not gonna do anything. You're breaking color at certain points. You can't press out breaks of
I
color.
would love to go back to 2011 when Miles first hit the scene and see what the hype was. Because I wasn't collecting then, so I never saw that, and I was never in the community on Instagram, Facebook, anything like that. I mean, I was in college. I was barely into Facebook. I don't even know if Instagram was a thing in 2011, and if it was, I didn't have an Instagram. So I would love to go back and just see like what all the hype, like what the hype was, because if it came out now, you know that book would be $300 sitting on the shelf in your LCS the first day it came out.
Hell yeah.
Like,
hell yeah.
Yeah,
I
LCS wasn't even around in 2011. He's only 7 or 8 years into the business.
Nice.
And he bought 12 or 13 of them for 12 grand because they were all near mint plus. He goes, I don't care. I'll send them all off to get graded. They'll all come back, probably 9.6 and 9.8. I'll sell them for 2 to 4 grand and call it a day.
Yeah, why not? Exactly. Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean,
I did that one for you, Chris.
Thank you, Alex.
I have so many things I gotta send in, and it's just like I can't believe you told me about this CGC. It's really pissing me off. I have a lot of stuff. I'm mad.
It's crazy. Like,
so you're telling me what, from $27 to 38?
43, I want to say it is right now.
43 from 20.
Yeah, and
Jesus
I think he does 43 to send them non-fast track and 45 to send it fast track, because it's only the only real change is the shipping for him. Like, he has to pay for it to get shipped out and then get the shipping back. So that's where you're paying a little bit more. And he goes, it's really only $2 difference with everything else. But I want to cover my ass, and I want to make sure all of these comics are covered, because like that's thousands of dollars I'm shipping out for my customers. So
yeah,
he wants to cover it.
Of
and I
course.
totally get that. He texted me and he's like, your book should be coming back from CBCS late next week. I said, thank God, I can't wait to see them. I've been waiting almost a year for this.
He'd be like, you probably responded like, wait, I have books out?
I cannot remember what the fifth one was. So I think I got cut off when I was saying them. So it's either $298 or $299. They're all ASM books. 238, the 9/11 issue,
nice.
316. So the first cover appearance of Venom, which if that comes back, I think it's a 9.8 right now, going for about $1,500.
Shit.
So if that comes back, I'm hoping it does. I honestly might just sell that one and get another one, because I only paid $3 for it.
16 says.
But you paid what for
it? Pink. That's the purple cover, right? The first appearance of Venom, like his official appearance, right? 316.
Is it the one he's holding Spider-Man by his costume?
Spider-Man was already out the black costume by then, and by that time, 316 should have been the first appearance of Venom.
I know. I mean, first cover appearance wasn't Venom like holding Spider-Man?
Yep, purple cover.
Yeah, purple cover.
That's him?
Yep.
Yeah, that one. That one.
I have 2 of those. I have one like that and one in the barcode. But I was mad when I got the one in the barcode, because back then, I don't know if you guys know the story about the picture versus the barcode, but back in the day, that's what we all sought out, was the picture. But you see, me, I was lazy. I didn't want to go to my comic shop. It was too far. So I had a newsstand that I used to go to all the time, and my boy will hook me up with the bestest. Like, he will put it aside to me like an old school comic book shop would. And he knew I was buying them. So all that time I was buying these books, and my friends kept making fun of me. I'm not lying. They were like, ha, you got the stupid barcode. You don't got the picture. Then we find out years later what was happening, because my friend told me back then. He said, listen, my friend, you got to understand how this business works. We get money back for these. They destroy them. Or so they say they destroy them. They get money for these. That's why the newsstands are more rare than the actual comic book edition. We didn't know that then, but I found out when I was younger. So I was just whatever. Oh my god! Like I go through all my collection now, and I get new stuff now all the time, and I see those barcodes. I don't care what the hell it is. I'm grabbing it up. Grab the freaking barcodes, and the mod. There's because there's two kinds of barcodes. There's like from early '80, I say 1980 to about 1992. They were using a specific barcode that has like I'm trying to think how it looked. Okay, so it just had like numbers on it. That's it. Nothing more. The picture was gone. Those barcodes existed. Now after that, you would get books in that would have like direct edition written on them, like in the spine somewhere. I'm trying to find this book. Okay, so look, I'll give you an example. Like that one right there. You see how it says direct edition?
Hold on, let me see.
See how it says direct edition right there? Now that direct edition right there, right? If you don't see that, that's a modern barcode.
Yeah.
So when the direct edition's out of that, you have a modern barcode. That the other ones are the older barcodes, and these are modern barcodes. Now a lot of people don't understand that sometimes the stores get their stock mixed up. So if you're ever collecting, especially like I like to go, like I have comic people, they put things together for me, but I just sometimes like to go and put my hands in the middle of stuff because these old schoolers, they like to hide things, they like to do things, they like to, like I'll dig for books and I'm coming to the counter, the kids like, where'd you find that at? I'm like, what did you like to know? Don't you work here? Like, I don't know if the old man's hides it on him, but there's always some old guy in the background. that one too. Yeah, you go. The boss.
That's so weird. There's always like someone random old guy in the back.
Yeah, definitely.
So that was the difference between the old school.
I got that
direct,
one.
And then
I
the
have
old
that
school.
Spidey too.
Let me see.
I have that one.
What's the difference?
I have. Wait. Yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, I have some with those.
And that was the old school direct edition. It basically just covered it up with whatever
they covered up the barcode
image they were
Spider-Man, a
promoting.
Captain America, X-Men. Hold on, let me see what I got.
And they do anniversaries too.
So
yes,
we would
that 361. I was just trying to think of it, and then you mentioned it. That 361 was the 30th anniversary edition. So the direct edition had the 30th anniversary of Spider-Man listed instead of the barcode.
I like those.
Nice.
And like
that's nice.
The 300, even though it's an 8.5, it's worth just slightly more than the direct edition version, simply because it's a newsstand.
Right.
And like that's just it's crazy because and I think the best, like Spider, you explained it really well. And the way that it was explained to me was, think about where these newsstands were. Like they were on the street. They were people thumbed through them. They did not care what they were looking at. They just went to them, picked out what they wanted, and like they didn't put them in a bag. They didn't bag and board them on the street.
And they were in the weather too.
Yeah, and so they just carried them around, and that was that. And I mean, I'm guessing that's what happened to my black cat. If it wasn't that, it was probably in a basement somewhere where it got a little wet because there's a stain on the back of that one. Everything else about that book is mint condition. Beautiful, probably a 7.
Oh shit!
But that stain brought it down to a 3.5.
Are you sure it's a water stain? Because I know you like black cat.
It's a water stain. It's on the back. It's on the back cover, seeping from back to front. So
you're not helping your case, but I just had to make that joke. All right, last one of the day.
There are ways to get rid of water stains.
Now, really? What is how?
I'll be honest with you.
I would really like to know.
There was a sponge, a special sponge you could use, and a special clay. But until I absolutely practice it, I can't say nothing more on that. Other than
okay.
That's what they all say.
See, quick for comics, got it. Yeah, gets it. What's up, quick for comics?
So there's like a technique that you can take those off, and I do know people in our IG stream. So I'm gonna reach out to one of the guys that has. I'll send you some of his repair work, and he's working right now on a Wolverine #1 that was completely, like, you talk about the book was wrinkled up. It's in one of his posts. I'm gonna send it to you tomorrow. And he's gonna stain and press it, clean it, and he's gonna destain it. I know how to clean and press them. The staining part I haven't got to yet. because that takes a little more chemical, but you have to be careful what you use. There's certain things that CGC and CBCS will allow you to use before they consider what you do into the book is altering the book. And that's the whole point. Like, you want to be able to clean and press these books, and you want to be able to. So water stains are tough, but like I said, I do know people that can remove that kind of stuff. If you're interested, I'll show you what their work. And I was even like, wow, but I can clean and press.
I would love to see that.
That got cleaned and pressed before we send it because it's such an old book. I was like, send it to clean and press. Mike will do a great job. I know that he'll do well with it. And Mike didn't realize that we were aiming for an 8, like a 7 or 8, somewhere in that range. So he just cleaned and pressed it as he normally would and didn't think to say to Chet, hey, I don't think this is going to get what you want for it, because Chet never said this is what we want to get out of, like, this is what we were thinking it might be graded at. And we never took it out. Like, I literally bought it off, I bought it in a deal with my LCS. I said, hey, I saw this guy on Facebook. He has some great references. There's one book I want in particular, but he's not going to let it go unless we buy all of these ASMs. So I put in $100. My LCS put in the rest. And I got 6 comics out of that being included, which even in the state, even at a 3.5, it's worth 120, I want to say right now. Yeah. Or when it got graded. So, I mean, it's still good. I mean, I didn't lose money. I don't think. But
I hope not.
It's Black Cat. She's one of my favorite all-time anti-heroes and villains. For a lot of reasons, Alex.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure when your wife dressed up for Black Cat, you suggested it.
I did a little bit.
I think he should dress up as Black Cat tonight.
He tricked her and made her believe that she picked it. Damn, that's a good game right there.
So I think it was just a disconnect, and I would love to go back to him and be like, hey, do you think you can get this out? Do you think it's worth trying? And just see what he says? Because, I mean, he does comic book conservation. He's like, I don't clean, I don't press. I conserve comics with your typical cleaning and pressing, and then some.
Right.
But he doesn't, like, restore, like, basically, he doesn't, it's not a restoration that he's doing. It's a conservation act. And that's where it kind of gets dicey with CGC, because they're like, well, if you conserve a comic, and I've actually seen that they've started to say conserved. Like, there's been labels for that now. I'm like, why? You're like, cleaning and pressing is conserving. Technically, you're restoring the like, that's a restoration in a way.
Yeah. No, it's not a restoration according to CGC. I know what you're saying, and I get what you mean. But think about it like this, right? Newspaper itself, it's how is it made? It's made on hot presses. Yep. So the whole theory of cleaning and pressing comes from when archives were taken out from newspapers. They would do this to the paper. They would repress it. And you said it through the press one time. And it wasn't a restoration, but it would still bring the paper back to the state that it was from day one. That's where the idea of pressing comes from. So when you have that kind of pressing going on, so long as you're not deviating from the original book, you're not moving staples, you're not moving pages. I mean, because I had like a lot of comics from lack of knowledge of how to store them when I was younger. I had a lot of spine rolls, and I used to see this with all my friends as we were growing up and thinking this was normal until I figured out, wait a minute, what's causing this is the other books in this. They're just pushing up on each other, and they're just getting slid into a corner. So the first thing I did, I got rid of all my old boxes, and the second thing I did was try to figure out how I was going to straighten all these. And I started using weights, a lot of weighted, like I would just use weights, like flat. I had a 45-pound weight, and I would take like 2 flat card pieces of wood. It was like thin wood. It wasn't like thin I was going to break, but it wasn't too thick either. And I put the comic between those weights, and I just put it on there, and I just press it for like about a day or two. Take it out, booked flat. I did it in the heat. No, this is old school pressing. This is when I was trying to figure things out, because I used to leave it out in the summers. I would do this. I would leave it out on the concrete. It was 2 45-pound plates. They're in the sun all day. I'm figuring the heat from that. They're pressed on there. I leave it there for 24 hours. I would watch the weather and everything. I don't want things raining on my comics, you know. So I leave it out there for 24 hours. I take it out, and it came out pretty good. And then I started figuring out how to do it with an iron. You know, like nobody was teaching me this. This is like there's no YouTube then, so you just gotta figure things out. So I'm like, all right, pressing and cleaning, pressing and cleaning, and then I got to the point where I actually got a presser now. I have a T-shirt press that I can make T-shirts with, but I primarily use that for pressing and cleaning all my comics, and I find that to be the best way. And it's just so modern. And I would say, I don't care what kind of books you have. If you feel that you can handle it, I would say press and clean whatever you got. It's not if you have faith in your skills only. I mean, it's not hard to do, but I mean, I still debating on throwing in my 9.8 Amazing Spider-Man 300. I have one in the raw, and I hasn't. It's just so old. I'm like afraid to touch it. But I'm also like, should I press this? And I get nightmares of pressing this thing. Like, you know, I don't want. I get nightmares of pressing.
You wake up like, ah, shit, no.
Don't get me wrong.
Anyone but me.
Do you check the moisture content of the pages at all?
Okay. So where I live, especially the kind of heat I have, and I suggest that every comic book collector that has to have heat have the same heat. You have to have that gas heat, that dry heat. Yeah. This keeps you more. So I don't check for anything because my entire environment is dry as it is, which is great for comics.
Where do you live?
I'm not telling you.
Damn it! I thought you were going to slip up and tell us.
East Coast, West Coast,
East Coast, North.
There you go.
Coast, okay.
Wait, like how east are you? Like,
yo, don't worry about it. East enough that we will get some gas.
Like clown, like lobster east or
nah, that's a little too far up. Well,
southeast, like Gator Country.
Asia, yes. Oh Gator, yeah, I like. Gator
that's what
country.
I meant. Like Gator Country east,
like middle northeast.
Yeah.
Like, are you near Chris?
We're near, but not too far.
I don't think so.
We're not too near. Maybe we're not.
No.
See,
okay, we're narrowing it down. So
there's no narrowing on anything.
Before the year ends, we will find where he lives.
We're somewhere between the Atlantic Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. Somewhere in there.
Well, he's not by the Pacific Ocean, really, because he said he's in the east. So once you cross the Midwest, you're going to the Pacific Ocean.
But then you're going north, which will take you south back to Antarctica. I have no idea what the hell we're talking about anymore.
Wait, what the fuck? How do you get from here to Antarctica?
The reason why I brought up moisture content is because apparently there's a specific moisture content when you're pressing that can actually like make it so that the pages don't have memory anymore, and it flattens them better. And I learned this from Mike at Retro Recollectibles, as he was doing a little like pressing tutorial in the comic shop I go to, and he has like this tester that he touches the pages with while he's pressing, and it's in the humidifier, and he checks the moisture content of the pages to make sure that it's at a good state where the pages will basically do what he wants them to do.
Oh, that's
really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, because when I was doing that,
he worked at Kodak, so he knows a lot about paper.
Oh, of course, yeah. And it's
Oh.
funny you said that because when I was a kid, I actually took up photography, so maybe this is why I know how to do this stuff. I didn't even think about that. It's kind of
what kind of devices do you use, Chris? Do you know?
I'm not sure the name of it, but I can ask him, and next time I see him, I hardly ever see him at the shop because he's always off doing God only knows what in retirement.
Like, I'm just genuinely curious. I like to know these things.
Yeah, I would like to know what that is too.
A moisturometer.
Yeah,
a moistometer.
A moistometer.
That sounds like a different kind of device you'll use somewhere else, Chris. That sounds like something else.
Only to you, Alex.
Oh yeah, I make everyone moist.
When I would press comics, right? Like what I forgot to also say was that when they say clean your comics, you can steam clean it, which pretty much means you take like a hand steamer, and you could run through every page individually, just run the steam up and down. I never check the moisture content when I'm doing that because I figure with the process that I use to press it, it should flatten everything out. And I've done a lot of books like that, and it came out like I was really impressed. I mean, what I like about repressing the books is even if you're not looking to do all that, but if you want to preserve the book, that's the best way to do it. You got to press and clean it, which is steam clean every page. I mean, but some people use a humidifier as well, and they put their books in the humidifier. I've done that too, put them in the humidifier.
Does that
But
actually
I
work?
just find that, yeah, but I just find that the steamer, if you can find one, I mean, it's not expensive. Go to any place that sells a steamer. I mean, you could go to like Salvation Army, pick one up for like $5-10. It's a hand steamer. You just going over the pages real quick. You open up the page, you go
Stanley
over,
steamer.
yeah, like something like that. Like something you could just a portable hand steamer. You could just open up the book. If you really want to do it the correct way, that is the correct way to do it. You take that book, open it, and you steam every page by page. Close it up. Find where your middle's at. Get your lines ready. Like if you're gonna use any backing boards, I use backing boards, and I use 2 pieces of Teflon paper in between the backing boards, so nothing gets transferred or sticks. So I put the backing board in the middle where the staples are at, and I put the 2 Teflon papers there. And then I take 2 more pieces of Teflon paper. I cover the outside page width on a front, and 2 pages for the back, and I press that all together. But my press is one-sided heated press. It's a normal t-shirt press, but what I do is I cut out a piece of aluminum the same size as the press, so I let it warm up for a few minutes so that when I press it, it's even distributed heat. I leave it on for 30 minutes, and I turn it off, and I don't touch that book until the next day. And when I take and I'm going to be doing videos on this, by the way, so don't worry. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on this because I got so much things I have to press. I mean, I'm pulling out an old Amazing Spider-Man. I'm going to press real low number. I'll put it to you like this. It's between number 4 and number 10.
Oh. I was thinking
of the
50.
original. No, number 4 and number 10. And I won't give you the numbers, but I will be doing a video on it. And this one, I'm really like worried to press because this has to be like one of the oldest ones I have.
I believe in you.
The oldest. Yeah, I have faith. I gotta have to do some sacrifices first before I get to that level. But
all right, so what you want to do for sacrifices? You have to cut down the middle to get the heart out. Oh wait, you're talking about those sacrifices or what?
No blood sacrifices, man. No,
shit, no, man. Forget what I said. I don't do that.
He lives on top of a pyramid. Yeah, Aztec warrior, right, Alex? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got the Mayan temples, Aztec temples too.
He's near that SoCal region where they're almost at the border of Mayan and Aztec. And
I see.
No, I don't live in SoCal anymore. I live in the Central Valley.
Oh, there we go.
I'm by cow country. We worship the cows.
I just heard the dolphins, man.
He's in cow now.
I miss the dolphins. I miss my dolphins. Yeah. There's actually a place called Chowchilla. And for the longest time, I thought it was Cowchilla. I was like, what the fuck? But no, it's called Chowchilla. But people call it Cowchilla because there's cows there.
California is an interesting state.
You're just jealous because we have an ocean.
New York has an ocean too. It's just not all down the side.
I know. I like how Chris is looking at it like, wait a minute. It's like you're just jealous because we had gold here.
We've got oceans, rivers, lakes.
Yeah, California's called the Golden State for a reason.
Because all the rappers got the gold in their grill, son. You ain't got no gold.
Where do you think they got the gold?
They got it from
They stole it from the Native Americans.
Exactly.
Not really. Well, Mexico owned California, so
they stole it from the Mexicans.
Yeah, they did. The border crossed us. I'm not allowed to say that at work, but I'm allowed to say here.
Alex is going to have to go into HR on Monday.
Wait, what? I'm on break now. How would they know what I said this?
Wait,
that
you're on Christmas break right now?
Yeah, today was my last day of work.
What?
Yeah, they're on Christmas break.
I've got a whole week.
When do you come back?
January 2nd.
Oh, you should be able to come back.
January 3rd.
Oh damn! I come back January 3rd too.
Yeah.
So does that mean I get a
You
earlier
get an
break?
extra week off.
Ah shit! No,
Yeah,
I think
we've
it's
got a
'cause-
whole week next week, and I'm trying to figure out like, have my kids earned a Christmas party, or is the pep rally enough? What do I do?
Sucks for you, Chris. Chris is jealous because California ends early.
But you guys also start earlier than we do because we don't start until the day after Labor Day.
When's that again?
The first Monday in September.
Oh yeah, true.
We start that Wednesday in September.
Usually the school start like I think the 3rd week of August.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sucks
And
for you.
guys,
We get
you
2
guys
weeks
go
for
almost
winter.
year round too, right?
No, we go. Well, the high schools go for I think elementaries too, August to June.
Okay.
I think. No, wait. No, I think they end in May now here. I know for college it's August through May too. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I have no idea what the hell you guys are talking about. So
We're
I'm
talking
assuming
about-
you work in the educational system somehow.
No, we're
right?
talking about we're talking about drug deals.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
get Christmas break per
no
deal.
deals.
Oh, so you have a Christmas meth Christmas deal? That's cool. Christmas
No, it's got
meth deal.
crack.
Christmas
I
Christmas
think it's
crack.
called snow.
Christmas snow. Let us know.
Breaking
deal.
Bad Christmas edition.
There you go. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that show. I need that. That would make a great comic if it's not already a comic.
We got
Pretty
one
sure it
topic
has to
of
be a
Ben
comic.
Reilly.
And we should all do it. I'll just give you guys one-liners and shit. Like
you gonna give me one line to do? I can
no,
handle
like
two.
different one-liners per.
Oh,
person,
one
'cause-
liner. I thought you said you were gonna give me one line to do.
Oh no, I'm
I'm
talking about words.
I
Spider
got
player.
it now.
Watch is like
Oh,
he's
God.
like doing it with his social security card,
Are you kidding
like
me?
cutting it up.
I'm so hyperactive. If I did a line, I'd die in a second. Believe me.
His
I
eyes
have
will
too
turn
much
really
energy.
black, like Jaws. his
I would
shark is
just,
like-
I would disappear. I would be going too fast. That's it. I would just literally disappear right in front of you. You're like, what happened to him? He just literally phased out of existence.
It's like your wife is asking. It's like, what happened to the spouse? They're like, he cracked out.
In another dimension.
Yeah, he's in the spider layer verse. We don't
Yes,
know.
I'm in the Spider-Verse. Standing strong always. Come get me. I'm ready, people. Look, I got my Venom stuff.
You're
on.
whiting people, dude.
Yeah.
No, not like
I'm Venom
that.
people. Look at that.
Don't
I
white
got like
them.
a badge right there. See that? I like a badge on this damn sweater. It's so cool. I love this thing.
That's
So
awesome.
everyone in the audience,
Yeah.
we don't advocate for that. We don't advocate
No,
for
we don't.
drugs.
Not at all.
Never.
We just know how to do them because we watch too much TV.
No, I have a lot of experience and
Oh.
it's all good. You know, the drugs say no to drugs, man. The
Because you work in
natural stuff,
Hollywood, that's why. That's how you know it. You work with all those stars.
No, man. Listen, I never walked in on anybody doing coke that I can honestly say I remembered. Wait, did I? Anyway, no. Yeah, it is weird in that
Yeah,
place.
I bet you're
can
like
see that now.
Deadpool. You're like Deadpool, like when he gets the mask,
Next
he
week
puts the
on the Comics
cocaine.
Lounge.
Yeah.
Wait, would you say next week? Yeah.
Who
Hey,
did the
Chris.
Spurs there walk in on doing a line?
Yeah, I bet you anything, Chris. The Spiders
No,
player is like
sure.
Deadpool. When like
Yeah.
Deadpool gets the cocaine in his mask, like he sniffs it up.
The
Yeah.
funny part is that a lot of the guys I work with, especially the guys who do the audio, always telling me, "You gotta do a podcast with us. Let us help you guys set up." They want to help me do one, so maybe next year when I get back in, hook up with the same people. I'm gonna let these guys help me. These are Hollywood people. They always tell me,
Hook them up hook Chris up. I mean, this is
Yo,
technically
man,
a podcast.
I get hooked up. We all get hooked up. We go to the top together like Queen. We rise.
I
my
love
son. I
that.
don't never forget
You
nobody.
said like
That's it.
Queen?
Like Queen, we rise to the top. Come on now.
Yeah.
Or if anything, it would be yeast. Like yeast,
No,
like
cream
bread.
rises to the top.
Queen rises to the top.
Yeast just rises.
Exactly. It just expands. We talking about rising to the top.
Well, I'm fat,
I
so
won't
I
say-
expand too. So I
It doesn't matter.
I can only grow
There'll be
sideways.
There'll be enough.
Just
Queen-
like that.
There'll be enough Queen to get you there. Don't worry about it. You'll be
But-
okay.
That Taco Bell TikTok that was going around over the summer where he's like,
Wait,
"Ha-ha,
what?
Dong. Oh, I gotta
Yeah.
send that one to you.
You guys send me that shit. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know that. What the fuck?
I can't mess with TikTok. TikTok is a place for Chris, just watch your mental health on TikTok, please.
No, I bet you anything.
Oh, I do.
No,
We'll get lost on it. No, I
Spider
know.
Slayer's just saying that because he has embarrassing videos of him doing the
Oh
dances.
no. I actually have a TikTok. I just don't use it anymore. You could look me up. I'm up there. But immediately, as soon as I used it, this goddamn thing was like, I was like, oh my god, this is the most spyest of spyware I've ever used. I mean, once you realize that, you can protect yourself against it. But honestly, TikTok is insane. It's
See
made,
that, everyone? Use
it's
protection
made
against
for
TikTok.
people. No, listen, this is made for people who are really like, maybe they are borderline, like, have a psychosis that they're not aware of, or whatever the case is. But this is what this app is designed to do. It's designed to map your mind and to send you things that it was sending me things that I didn't even know I liked. And I was like, I actually would like that shit. And I'm like, nah, get the fuck out of here. I can't do it.
Well, that's the government.
But the tools for
listening to
TikTok
our
are good.
phone.
Well, this is China too, so you don't know who's listening to what. Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah,
about
did
that.
you know like TikTok also had different like things like you have to be a certain weight. You have to look like have a certain body figure to be on the top. This is like early on. Like I actually read it. It's like it's actually in the contract. Like the terms of it, like you can't be too fat, you can't be too dark, you can't have like your background has to look really nice, like in a big house. I was like, what the fuck?
Yo, I see TikTok now. It's all ghetto as hell.
Yeah, but like when it first came out, like you had to look white, you had to have this appearance, you had to like be attractive. I think that's the actual wording. Yeah, you got to be attractive.
It's an age because this is a Chinese company and Chinese love white people. That's a fact. It's not. This is why they said that. It don't even surprise me.
Is that why you can never get an Asian girlfriend?
Exactly. If you're not white, you're not going on.
Like, exactly.
That's it. You go, oh no, I didn't. She's a white boy. No, you're not white boy. So sorry, you can't do it. That's not me.
That TikTok note.
Wait, what if I'm a coconut?
Note, we gotta head out.
Yo, man, we're gonna get this guy kicked off the damn channel. Stop with the nonsense. No, that was fun though, man.
That was a funny way to end the conversation.
Yeah, that was a great conversation today. But I'm sorry my Wi-Fi was screwing up. I don't know what was going on with that, but next week it should be back. I hardwired it, so I was like, I don't know what's going on. But next week we'll come back. If you guys have ideas for what you want to talk about, and anyone who's watching, if you have an idea of what you want to hear us talk about, let us know in the comments below. I'd love to talk DC and James Gunn next week. So
yeah. Well, you know what? I just bring up a topic real quick before we go because I really would like to talk about James Gunn. Yo, James Gunn
I'm down for that.
Down the whole DC. We had a DCEU. It could have worked. And you guys are destroying it. What are you doing? That's the topic for next week. I called it. That's it. I'm out.
Let's do it. I'm down for that.
I'm down
for that conversation.
Yes, because that James Gunn thing, I'm probably going to do a little live one on it. Probably tomorrow. I'm just going to talk off the top of my head what I'm thinking. But, yo, man, you just got rid of freaking Superman, dude. Like, look. You got rid of Superman. Like, how are you gonna take this man was made and born to do? Not only that, his fandom, his geekdom is just like ours. He is into this like big time. When I say that he is a big time fan, and what he's gonna have coming up with Warhammer, we'll start that conversation next week, and we'll cut it like there. So, thanks, guys. Thanks for having
everyone.
us. Oh, it's going to be a good conversation next week. Be ready, everybody.
So, Spider, you can get Henry Cavill on the show.
Yes, do it.
I'll talk to my contacts to see what I can do.
Get Daddy on the show.
You get Daddy, come. We need to talk to you.
No. It's Poppy. I get Poppy on the
show. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great weekend.
Bye, Chris.
See you soon.
Bye, Slayer. Peace.
Peace.